Hey, what's up, guys? Chris here again. Wasn't able to reach out yesterday. It was my day 2 with no Kratom. Just honestly, I had so much going on. I was running errands, just trying to stay busy all day. Man, I can't even tell y'all how important that was to stay busy yesterday. There might have been 2 or 3 times the entire day I probably thought about it, but the best part about it is I had no intention of taking it. I thought about it, my mind instantly was telling me, no, you feel so good being clean now and being off, relying on some other substance to get you through your day and revolving your life around it. So anyway, just want to give y'all a quick update. The first day had a little aches, little soreness, not much energy, fatigue. Still went to the gym, still got a workout in, still shot some hoops just to kind of get the blood flowing. The first night, it's not that I didn't have or trouble sleeping, it's just I almost didn't want to sleep. I stayed at my brother's house. Me and him just pulled like almost an all-nighter, working on the computer, staying busy. I ended up crashing at like 6 a.m. finally. Woke up at 8 because I had to be at this work function. So I was on like 2 hours of sleep, right? And go in there, and I felt great yesterday. It was my second day with no Kratom, and I can't even tell you like the wave of emotions that hits you, like feeling again, like actually feeling emotions, and it's not always going to be good emotions. It was 80-90% of the time it was happiness and like, wow, it feels so good to be off of this shit. But there was a couple times in the day where you'd have because you're on such a high sometimes from being off stuff, you have like that low where you're like, okay, you finally kind of crash. But I just kept reminding myself, like, dude, you are clean, you are not relying on anything, your energy's coming back, and just starting to think about these positive thoughts and emotions. And instantly, within 2 or 3 minutes, it was back to, wow, it's like I just felt just as good as I was on my natural high 5 minutes prior. So I just want to let all y'all know out there who are struggling with addiction, just to give you a quick little rundown of my background. I'm 30 years old. I live out here in Dallas. I was born in Arizona. Never even touched anything until I was 21. This is back when people were doing Oxycontin, the big old 80s and everything, the pure stuff back in the day. And man, me and my friends started taking it. I didn't even know what the fuck it was back when I was 21 until it was too late, until I was actually physically addicted. So took Oxycontin for a full year, decided I need to get the hell away from my friends, as much as I hated to do it, but they weren't my friends. They were just people I thought were my friends. So I picked up everything, moved out to Oklahoma because my brother was going to college out there. Went from a big city, Phoenix, to small town Oklahoma. It ended up being the best move of my life. I had, at that point, had pretty good self-control where over those 3 or 4 years in Oklahoma, maybe had done it I think it was 4 times, and I did it for like 1 weekend every 6 months, right? So I was actually to the point where I was good enough to where I hadn't touched it in 6 months, would be able to find just enough, but I always tried to plan it to where I never had the person's phone number. It was always a friend of a friend to make sure that I could never get that. So, I did it like once every 6 months for 2 days, and I was actually pretty good. I'd do it for a weekend, but that was nice to feel that again, but back to the grind. 6 months of no doing it. So that was kind of like the past 5-6 years after moving out of Arizona until I was 27. I basically got to the point where I was actually responsible if I ever did do it. I say that with a grain of salt because you're not being responsible taking a painkiller, but a lot of people went off the deep end and told themselves that they weren't addicted. I definitely was, and I got to the point where anytime I did do it, I made sure I never did it again more than a day or 2 in a row, because if I did it more than 3 or 4 days, I'd be full blown right back into it. So fast forward couple years, I'm 27. I've been out in Oklahoma for a couple years. Me and my brother both moved down here to Dallas to get a job. So everything's going great. I'm in recruiting and a corporate job, working there for 3 years. Again, I had done it here and there for like a day or 2 days, but I always knew that I couldn't do it more than a day or 2. Otherwise, I'd want to feel that way every day. Switched over to the medical sales field, and got in with a company I thought was great. They ended up being kind of shady and corrupt, letting me go, out of some kind of bullshit reasons. I'm not going to go into detail right now, but you know, that was kind of like really depressing for me to lose my job. Someone I've never been fired before, and to be kind of quote unquote fired, especially when you feel like you were a great employee. That's kind of when I was like, you know what, fuck this shit. And my mind just triggered like, okay, how do you feel good? You're gonna go back and take this drug. So this is the beginning of this year, 2018. I started getting it a couple times, you know, 3 days turned into a week, and then I would take a couple weeks off, and that's when I discovered Kratom actually earlier this year. So I discovered Kratom. I was like, holy shit, I should be in full-blown withdrawal right now. And I wasn't. It wasn't like I felt high, and I definitely didn't feel like super good, but just the fact that I wasn't laying in bed being a zombie all day and could actually go out and like run errands and talk to people, and no one knew I was, you know, quote unquote day one without opiates, and I was just taking this Kratom. It was unbelievable. Now, with that being said, Kratom's a slippery slope. Like, I'm a firm believer in that. Like, if someone were to have the choice to take prescription pills that are slowly killing us as a society, or a plant that, yes, it's still a drug. I mean, it's a plant, but it does activate or at least bind to your opiate receptors. I'm not sure the exact science, but, you know, opiates are full agonists, and these chemicals in Kratom essentially aren't like stimulating the receptors, they're just kind of attaching to it. So that's why it's not like, I'm not sure if it's technically an opiate, but it plays on the opiate receptors. So, I mean, again, you know, I was going back and forth where I would do pills for 2 weeks, go back to Kratom for 2-3 weeks, and then I would find pills for a week and go back to Kratom for a month. And it was just crazy that I didn't even realize it in the past 6 months. I'd gone back to where I was at 9-10 years ago in Arizona taking oxys. And, you know, I was doing an 80 of oxy a day when I was 21, a full 80 a day, which is, I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot of people doing a couple 100 milligrams. I was doing 80 milligrams a day. And the few times over the past 6-7 years, I ended up only doing 50 or 60 milligrams a day, you know, because they went from the 80 milligrams to like the 30 milligram oxys. And I don't know, I like to say smart. You're never smart about it, but I always knew at least like what my limits were and how to make sure I never got like fully, oh shit, drop the phone here. Sorry, I'm trying to do this video in my car. And anyways, so I just got like in a really depressive state, and without realizing it, I just like completely told myself it was okay, that, you know, I had done it before, gotten out of it. And plus now I had this new thing with Kratom that anytime I was in withdrawal, I could just not feel withdrawal because of Kratom. So, you know, I'm a big advocate for Kratom, but what I'm telling y'all is y'all need to use Kratom as a stepping stool down. Like, don't transition from painkillers and opiates or heroin or whatever you're taking to Kratom permanently. Every story I've heard, or every horror story I've heard from people saying Kratom is just as bad to come off as opiates, that's bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, you know, I know everyone's different, but you cannot tell me that the Kratom withdrawal was as bad as opiate withdrawals. I mean, opiate withdrawals, you lay in bed, you get up, you come back to your bed, and you just like don't want to talk to anyone in the world, whatever. You know, 2 days ago, my first day not taking any, it was my first day in 6 months. I hadn't taken any opiates or Kratom 2 days ago. And I was kind of expecting, you know, to feel a little bit uncomfortable, and it was a scale of 3 or 4 out of 1 to 10 on my pain scale, but it was doable, guys. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, stay positive, stay busy, like tell yourself you're getting clean and you're about to be back to having like your natural energy and your just overall like who you are. Like, I had lost myself. I'd become a negative person. Like, I'm not sure about y'all, but I just would get super irritable on painkillers and even Kratom to an extent. So what I did, I just decided, I'm like, okay, you know what? And again, I actually made this decision when I was still taking painkillers. I'm like, I'm done. Like, I have enough for the next 2 days. My off days right now are Tuesday, Wednesdays. So I had enough to last me through Monday because I worked Monday night, right? So I got enough, worked through Monday, took my last, you know, oxy. Actually, what was it? Today is Thursday. It wasn't 3 days ago Monday, it was 10 days ago Monday. So it's only been a week and a half since I actually haven't taken any painkillers, but I decided, I'm like, okay, first 2 days I'm gonna transition to Kratom just to obviously not feel the withdrawals, but I'm only gonna take it for a week until my next weekend of off days of Tuesday, Wednesday. So took my Oxy Monday of last week, started Kratom Tuesday of last week, and took it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, my last shift again. So 7 days on Kratom, right? I woke up Tuesday, 2 days ago, and I still had one like dose of Kratom left, but it was crazy. I had mentally made up in my mind that I was so done that I had it like right next to me and I didn't even want to take it. And I was like definitely not feeling good. I knew that if I took it, I would feel so much better, but I knew I was so close to feeling good. I was like, you know what? It's such a mental mind fuck. Just stick it out, but it's not that bad, guys. I'm telling you, just don't take it for more than, I mean, I'd say at most 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but at that point, your body is gonna start becoming dependent on that. And I've heard a lot of stories about it kind of messing up their GI tract and everything. So just use it as a step stool, guys. It saved my life. Like, I can't even tell you how much Kratom saved my life. So use it as a step stool, guys. I'm telling you, it's crazy how it works. I mean, you know, before it would take me 2 or 3 days of like just laying in bed, not being able to get up or talk to anyone. And with Kratom, it was like this gradual step down, right? And it was so refreshing. You know, you're still gonna feel a little bit of uncomfortable irritability the first day without Kratom, but as long as you use it as a step stool and not a permanent solution, and know that it's just temporary, guys, I'm telling you, I woke up, you know, 9 a.m. Normally I would take my Kratom before taking it at noon, then before taking it at 3, then 6, and then 9, taking it 5 times a day. And guys, I was up to 25, maybe 30 milligrams or 30 grams a day of Kratom. Like, that's a pretty decent amount. And yeah, it's just crazy. People are probably sitting there thinking like, oh, he might have not been taking that many oxys. Like, guys, I'm telling you, the past 3 months, there was a couple days where I did 12, at least 10, if not 12 oxycodone 30s. So I was doing 3 up to 400 milligrams of Oxycontin 10 days ago, guys. 10 days ago. Like, people feel withdrawals from that shit for 3-4 weeks and can't get over it. And by using Kratom for a week to use that as a step stool to kind of step down, and knowing and having a plan, like a plan of action, like eating right, staying active, going to the gym. I mean, just being around good people and being honest with them. Like, let them know, hey, here's my plan, here's my problem, here's my solution. I need your support on this. You know, I told my brother, I was like, hey, I need your support. And dude, it was the best thing for me. I mean, I can't even tell you. So anyways, I'm sitting here day 3. It's a gorgeous day in Dallas. 2 days ago when I made my day 1 video of Kratom withdrawal, it was great, just like today. Yesterday was kind of cold and rainy, so I was just trying to stay busy all day yesterday. But I felt great, guys. Like, I went to the gym yesterday. Another big tip, steam room, sauna after your workout. You feel like a new man. Like, you are sweating those toxins out and you just feel great. Drink lots of water. You're not going to want to eat, guys, but I'm telling you, you have to eat good food and force yourself to eat that good food. Guys, just have a plan. Be smart. Don't eat junk food. Like, get your sleep. But also at the same point, don't lay in bed all day. Like, get up. You have to activate those muscles as much as they're sore. Like, get up and go for a walk around the block. Like, stay active. I'm telling you, it is the best thing ever. Like, I discovered in the past couple of days, I had not been like feeling my music in months or even years, and I forgot just how much music is like a drug in itself and how powerful that shit is. So excuse my language, but guys, just be in a mental state, get good music, good company, good food, and use it as a step stool for no more than a week or 2. And I'm telling you, your withdrawal will not be a 7, an 8, a 9, or a 10 on that scale. It will be a 3 or a 4 and doable. Like, I went to a work function on my day 1 withdrawal. It was crazy, guys. I was like, and I wasn't even bad. So guys, stick it out. You can do this. If there's anything I missed or any questions y'all want to know, let me know in the comments. Again, I'm just kind of starting out this channel. I just want to kind of give y'all an insight to my experience and what I've been through. Again, just being someone that's taken painkillers for 9-10 years off and on with 6 months breaks in between, and then finally discovering Kratom this year. It's not the magic cure. It's not something you want to transition to permanently, but using it as a step stool, which I've said 3 or 4 times previously in this video, using it as a step stool, guys, I'm telling you, I'm a firm believer now that this is a miracle drug that will save your life, but it's still a drug, so be smart with it, and guys, you will feel so good. Now, I'm in the honeymoon phase. Everyone knows about the honeymoon phase. After the physical symptoms wear off, you feel great, and then your mind will kind of start playing tricks on you, like, oh, you feel so good, let's go out and get a couple more, go get some more. No, just fucking cut that shit off. You are done. Flip that fucking switch. And I'm getting a little bit, I'm cursing here a little bit, but I'm such a firm believer, like, your mind is so powerful. Like control your emotions, know what it feels like to be happy again without relying around a substance. I've had to teach myself over the past few days, when you're addicted to drugs, everything revolves around that. You can't even have fun on the golf course because you're worried about in 4 or 5 hours, am I gonna be able to find some more? I don't want to do that, guys. Fuck that. Screw that. So anyways, just guys, it's doable. I'm telling you, as a person that took painkillers for 9 years, and this past 6 months started getting up to 300 or 400 milligrams of oxy a day, and who knows if half those oxys were fucking fake and fentanyl. I mean, God knows how many fake pressed pills there are out there. So y'all got to be careful. Just be smart about it, guys. I mean, the best part about Kratom too is you give any addict who's going through withdrawal, you put an oxy or a fentanyl patch or heroin in front of them, and you put it in front of them and say, hey, you have the choice to take that and feel better or continue to ride this out and be clean. 100 out of 100 people will take that opiate. The thing with Kratom is on my day 1, I still had a dose left. I seriously took it and threw it in the trash. I go, fuck this, I'm done. I had my plan. And yeah, it'll make me feel good for a little bit, but it's just gonna reset that. It's I don't even want, I was done. So I know I'm all over the place here. I'm trying to get my videos a little bit more organized. But anyways, guys, I'm just letting you know what I've been through as a real person, someone that's gone through the struggles, and I know so many of you are going through. Just know that it is doable. There is that light at the end of the tunnel. Again, 10 days ago, I took 300 milligrams of oxycodone, and I took Kratom for a week. My last day was Monday. It's Thursday today. I'm on day 3, and I was able to sleep night 1. I was able to sleep, at least for me. So I know not everyone's the same. People do have bad withdrawals off Kratom too, but you got to look at other aspects. You got to be on the right diet. Prior to quitting Kratom, you should start eating healthy and training your body so that when you do come off Kratom, you're in the healthiest state physically, that you can be in as well. Drink water, get outside, vitamin D, the sun. I mean, I've been so happy because the sun's been out. It's perfect weather. I mean, God, life is good, guys. I'm so happy I don't have to revolve around that and be a negative person. People have just been reaching out to me who don't know what I'm going through because I haven't told them. Because you kind of live this secret life, but people over the past 2 days, guys, without me telling anybody, have just told me, it almost gave me goosebumps. They're like, dude, you are so positive right now, it is crazy. This is the Chris I remember. So just, guys, it's so doable, and it might have it's gonna have its moments, but you just got to be strong. It's not that hard. Coming off Kratom is so much easier than doing it alone, just coming off oxy cold turkey. But do not use Kratom for more than a week or 2 as a step stool to gradually come down, guys. So I'm telling you, if you do that, instead of feeling an 8 or 9 or a 10 on that pain scale, it's going to be a 3 or a 4. And it's going to be mostly, it wasn't even that mental. It was mostly just a little aches and pains, a little tiredness, and some lethargic, type of feelings. So guys, stay positive. Reach out to me with any questions. I'm here. I'd love to answer any questions y'all have about my personal experience. But just speaking from someone who's been there, who's been on the pretty high side of opiates. I did everything except for fucking heroin. Essentially, I never shot up, guys. Like even over 9 years, it's like I told myself I was never gonna put that needle in my arm, because I knew the moment I would do that, it would just be game over. I knew that I would love that so much. So I was just like fucking snorting those things, guys. And I mean, yeah, 12, 13 Oxy 30s a day, 10 days ago, guys. And I'm telling you, I had half a day of withdrawal because I used the Kratom to come off. So it is something that I'm not gonna be taking anymore, but you best well damn believe that I'm a firm believer, and I will tell anyone that Kratom is one of the most miracle substances and herbs that saved me and my life. And it's an ongoing process. I mean, there's still times today I've thought about it, but instantly I'm just switched off. I'm just like, nah. Like, I mean, I can build off these last 2 days. I can build off of that. No, I've been clean. I'm doing good. Why go spend that money and be broke again? Like, why not have money for food, gas, and paying my bills on time? Like, fuck that, guys. Like you are the controller of your life. Make that choice and be strong. Like, yeah, it might suck for a day, but guys, it's so much better. It's so much better than trying to just come off oxys or opiates or heroin straight up cold turkey. And I did this without any like rehab or anything like that. I did it by myself, guys. Like, just, it's doable, guys. So anyways, stay positive, keep fighting that good fight, guys. I mean, it's gonna get better. I mean, shit, now I'm getting like fucking hot in my beanie now. Ew, woo, this weather's good. So look at this, I got like blood flowing in my face, guys. Like my body feels good. So anyways, love y'all, guys. Reach out to me. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, I'll give you all an update tomorrow. Let you know how I'm feeling and just kind of give some updates. So yeah, I will. I'll keep you all posted. Coming up with some ideas. My mind's already going a million miles an hour on what I want to do. And my whole thing is I want to document my experience from going from zero, a loser, a drug addict, to a hero, someone that's made it and that's successful, that's making money, and that overcame obstacles to be successful. So yeah, guys, love you. I know what y'all are going through. It's the hardest thing. You can't even tell some of your most significant others. I told the right people, my support system, not even saying you have to do that, but be smart about it. And guys, I can't even tell you, it saved my life, and I'm so grateful for it. So yeah, anyways, reach out to me, guys. I got to cut this short. I've been trying to cut it short. I got to go here, but anyways, love y'all. Reach out, leave me a comment, like, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.